I think it's working. It says we're live on the screen. So we're going to be doing some trivia. Hello, friends. Hello, Cardinal. How are you? Thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing some trivia here. We're going to mix it up a little bit because I'm not going to be reading the questions this time. Christian is going to be doing that. So, Christian, I'll give you the microphone. You can explain what's going on here and what we're going to be doing.
Thank you very much, Wes. Yes, I'm Christian.
Hit the applause button. The applause button that hits the sound effect and comes in.
I'm Christian Ravenholm on the podcast Discord. I'll be running this. What we're doing essentially is a stripped down version of Star Trek CNET. I will be asking questions to our two competitors. We will not be doing anything with the board or with the video questions. No race. It's just a race to 15 points. And we'll alternate between Wes and David asking them questions, and the first person to 15 points wins.
Are we doing the bonus thing that we did in the original? Did you plan for that, or are we not going to do that?
What was the bonus?
It was if in the original version of this, if like you got the first question, which was incredibly, the easier question right, you got the bonus question, and the bonuses were always like insanely difficult as just like a.
I don't have it set up for
That's
that.
Fine. We don't have to do that.
The questions are kind of all over the place. If you wanted to, I'll think about that.
We'll see how it goes, and then we can adjust.
Yeah. Information I'll be trying to track this on the Google document that I've shared. And as you see, there'll be different categories, and they're pretty self-explanatory. And that's all I have. Are we ready to go?
And you're rolling a dice to give us.
I will be rolling a dice to determine which category we're going to do. Aliens, planets, ships, more like things. Event, generally more questions about pop culture and other stuff related outside of the actual universe. And then player's choice, where they can choose which category they would like to do.
All right, David. Yeah, I don't think you've said anything yet, but hello to you.
Hello.
And we're ready to go. I'm ready if you are, and I'll give you a virtual handshake.
All right.
We're ready to go.
I want a nice, clean fight. No blows below the belt. No biting. No eye gouging.
Do we want to, I guess, roll the dice to see who goes? Oh, I'll go first, I guess, because I'm listed first, and it makes the most sense. And I'm on the top of this screen, so therefore I go first. So roll away, Christian.
All right. Player's choice.
I'm going to go with the United Federation of Planets, the green one here.
All right. Oh my God, you got an easy one. Name the bartender in 10 Forward.
That would be Guinan, I believe.
That is correct.
All right, excellent. No bonus question though. I can't go. Not some absurd question about who Guinan's 15th child was or something like that.
No, I don't have anything like that. Honestly, the bonus ones. The only way we could do this is if we wanted to make all the idiot questions the bonus questions.
Oh, because those are the random ones, the most random.
They're difficult.
We'll stick away from that. We'll see how it goes, and then we can adjust if necessary.
All right, David. You get an idiot question.
Oh, good. We'll see how this goes.
Which early U.S. president wrote the poem "The Wants of Man," from which the Next Generation episode "The Ensigns of Command" gets its title?
Of man.
What was the first part of that question? Did it give any other clues?
Which early U.S. president wrote the poem "The Wants of Man," from which the Next Generation episode "The Ensigns of Command" gets its title?
I'm gonna just go with Jefferson.
John Quincy Adams.
Oh, I was gonna say Harrison, but yeah, Adams I guess makes sense. Interesting. So that is more difficult, obviously.
Yeah. After that round, if we're gonna change how we run this, now's the time to do it.
No, it's fine. We'll keep going. We'll see how.
It's gonna be random, so
yeah, it'll
just
be random.
know to not choose that one if we get the free.
Yeah, don't choose that one. Some of them are easy, but some of them are impossible.
We might do something in a future version where the idiots are 2 points or something, so you can kind of gamble on it a little bit.
That's a cool idea. All right, Wes, you also get an idiot. Noted for playing Data, Brent Spiner also played which Doctor of Genetics on Star Trek Enterprise?
Soong.
I'm going to need his first name.
Isn't it like Alvi or Alfred or something? Was that am I way off? What's I don't know
Is
his
that your
first
final
name.
answer? I
is.
can't. Close, but Eric Soon.
Eric Soong. Okay. All
with
right.
an A. So you were correct on the A.
Oh, it's like ARIC.
ARIK.
ARIK. Okay.
It's got to be futuristic spelling.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue is you get a green question. It's UFP. In the movie for David, in the movie The Wrath of Khan, who is Captain Spock's protege?
Trying to think of her name. It's Kirstie Alley's character. Is it Taval?
I'm afraid not. Savik.
Savick. All right. I knew it was close to another one.
I
was
like this
thinking
though.
It's like Sarek, Savick, T'Pol.
It's the S. It's TOS always has the S names, and then they added the T's later on.
Yeah.
All right, going back to Wes, you get a Stardate question.
Sure.
In the movie The Wrath of Khan, what Vulcan maxim does Captain Spock quote as he dies of radiation poisoning?
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah, the full quote included or the one, but I think that
okay.
counts as
it's a famous.
Correct. Yeah. David, keep having to remind myself that I need to roll. You get a player's choice.
I'll go with Stardate.
Stardate.
Hopefully I can get on the board here.
What is the real identity of Kimtar in the Next Generation episode Firstborn?
Oh my goodness.
What amount of hints am I allowed to give?
You can remind people what episode that would be.
I'm trying to remember what Firstborn is about.
Episode Firstborn is where Worf and Alexander go to a Klingon planet to witness a Klingon festival. They witness...
It's the seventh season.
Yes, it's a seventh season episode. They witness part of a play with Kahless, and then Worf is nearly assassinated by Klingons carrying the knives with a mark of Duras. And he's saved by...
I'm gonna guess his brother, Kern.
No, unfortunately not. That is future Alexander Rozhenko.
Yeah, it's Alexander. From the future.
I knew it was one of his relatives. I couldn't remember. I have not watched. I rewatched Star Trek TNG, like probably 6 months ago or so, but I may have skipped through that one.
That's a pretty forgettable episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say I may have just kind of just skip to the end of this, move on to the next episode.
Wes gets a Stardate question. What device does Dr. McCoy, this is TOS, what device does Dr. McCoy mistakenly leave behind on Sigma Iota 2 in the original series episode A Piece of the Action?
He leaves, it says device.
Yes. What device does McCoy mistakenly leave behind on the planet in the original series episode A Piece of the Action?
Is it a tricorder?
That's what I thought it was. It's his communicator.
Oh, interesting.
And I think I got it mixed up because communicators back then are big.
It's not the book that was originally left there. It's,
it's not the Chicago mobster.
Chicago interesting. I would have almost bet my life that it was a tricorder in that case. That's
I thought it was a tricorder as well. David, you get a Stardate question. In the motion picture Nemesis, why is Shinzon fascinated with Counselor Troy?
It's an interestingly vague question.
I will take interestingly vague answers.
Mm.
Well, just because she's attractive. I don't know.
Because she's a telepath?
Can you? It's not. Can you be more? Can you be more specific?
I'll just say, I'll just guess that like she's able to like, I don't know, like her. I haven't seen Nemesis in forever. It's not one of my favorites. I'll just guess that because he likes how she can like identify with his, like empathically feel his emotions or something. I don't know.
Nah, it's she's the first human female he has seen.
Oh.
He's never met another. He's never met another human his entire
really-
life before he meets them.
I really wanted to guess that she was wearing one of those season 1 low cut TNG spandex.
If only.
Nothing so provocative.
All right, Wes Skits. A star date. In
Mhm.
what classic Star Trek episode did the Enterprise first use the slingshot effect to travel through time? An effect also used in the motion picture The Voyage Home.
The first time they did it.
The first time they used the slingshot effect.
Is that the... I think that's the one with the Navy pilot, isn't it? Is it that episode? Is it?
What hints am I allowed to give?
I don't think it's called All Our Yesterdays, but I want to say All Our Yesterdays. Is it All Our Yesterdays?
It's Tomorrow is Yesterday.
Tomorrow is yesterday. Oh, that's that.
All Our Yesterdays are the is the one where Spock
the
and
third
McCoy
season
are in
one.
the that's in the third season.
So what's it called? Tomorrow is yesterday.
Tomorrow is Yesterday.
Okay, yeah. I was right about the pilot thing, though, right? It's the one.
You're correct. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Air Force guy.
That one's interesting because they just start the episode in the past and they don't explain how they got there, and then they use it to get back to the future.
We accidentally used a Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really
it was
in The Voyage Home, they just kind of nonchalantly are like, oh yeah, we could totally just slingshot around the sun. No biggie.
Yeah.
David. Man, there's a lot of red. This is more difficult than I expected. David, you got UFP. Klingon survivors of what massacre were taken to a Romulan prison camp in the Kareya sector? This is from the episode Birthright in season 7 of TNG.
I'm just gonna guess Kittimer because that's something that they might overuse.
You are correct. You're on the board.
I did it. It's like it's a very generic Klingon thing. But oh yeah, Kittimer. Sorry, my dog is ridiculous.
No worries. Wes, you get a star date. After the crew loses their memories in the Next Generation episode Conundrum, where does Lieutenant Commander Data believe he works?
10 forward.
You are correct.
One of my favorite episodes. I love Conundrum.
Yes, I remember. It was solid. David, you get a your choice.
Oh my gosh. What was the category of the last one that Wes just did? Was that Stardate?
That was Stardate.
Stardate.
All right, I'll go with Stardate.
All right. In the motion picture The Undiscovered Country, what unique property does General Chang's bird of prey possess?
Can it fire when cloaked?
You are correct.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Nice. I didn't remember that. Yeah.
I remember it's like, oh, he's firing. Oh, it's cloaked.
A bird
Which
of
is-
prey cannot
They can't
fire
do that.
when she's cloaked.
It's
I feel like
upping
that'd be
the
the
stake.
first piece of technology that, like, once they realize that they can't fire when they're cloaked, like,
Yes.
push of the entire thing on engineering is
It doesn't matter
shit.
what you do.
yeah.
All right, Wes gets an IDIC question.
Sure.
Which professional wrestler made his acting debut in the Voyager episode Tsunkatse?
The Rock.
You are correct.
That's his TV debut, his acting debut. Is that what that said?
Which made his acting debut? I don't know. This says acting debut. I don't know if that specifically means acting in anything other than wrestling,
Yeah,
or if
yeah.
it means just in like TV. I don't know.
I'm
I
surprised. I
guess-
would have thought he would have been
I-
on. I guess maybe the timeline works out there where that's pretty early.
Yeah, I mean,
in
it
his career,
sometimes happens. Like I'm always surprised when I hear that Christy Alley's first like feature presentation was
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yep.
Happened to a bunch of people. Oh, I got to roll. Player's choice, David.
I'll try United Federation of Planets.
Okay.
Why don't you eat that?
What planetary alliance is announced in the Deep Space Nine episode Improbable Cause?
The Dominion, isn't it?
So, what
Right.
planetary alliance is announced in the Deep Space Nine episode Improbable Cause? Said the Dominion?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not correct. It's the Cardassian Romulan Alliance.
Ah.
Telshar, Obsidian Order.
Oh, that's that episode. Okay. Sorry, I'm really bad
Sorry.
at like knowing. If you tell me an episode name, I'm like, I have no idea.
Well, if you don't know the episode, I think Wes said it's fair to remind you of the basic premise of the episode. Unless it's about what episode is it.
Because if you
Yeah.
just tell me an episode name, I'm like, yeah, that's a Star Trek episode. But
Yeah, that's Wes, as long as you think that's fair.
Yeah, as long as the answer is not in describing what the episode is, I don't mind.
Okay.
Okay. Wes, you get a United Federation of Planets.
Mhm.
Who was known as Annika Hansen before her assimilation by the Borg?
7 of 9.
You are correct. Couple Voyager ones. David, you get a star date. Which two quadrants of space does the Bajoran wormhole in Deep Space Nine connect?
We can remind you which series DS9 is too, David, if you need that.
Jesus Christ! Hey, low, no low blows.
That's- I'm up now.
I
I can be a little
remember,
bit cocky.
I'm trying to remember because I played STO. And
Oh,
I
come
think
on,
it's in-
man.
I think it's in the beta quadrant.
Which
Oh, no,
so
no, it's-
again, which
It's
two?
the alpha and the gamma, isn't it?
Yeah. So which
Yeah,
two
okay, yeah.
quadrants of space? Alpha and gamma.
Yeah.
Correct.
I was like, for some reason, I was
about to
like,
say,
it's not in
no,
the beta, but yeah.
No, the
Nothing's-
wormhole.
Nothing's
yeah.
ever happened in the beta quadrant.
Yeah.
Very little. Wes, I'm sorry, you get another IDIC question.
Mhm.
Sharon Lawrence played Amelia Earhart in the Voyager episode The 37s. Name the seminal cop drama she starred in as ill-fated ADA Sylvia Costas. Before my time of watching television.
So this is like pre-90s, would you say?
I don't know.
Okay.
Not
She
early
was-
90s, 80s
She was on
maybe?
Voyager. She was on Voyager. And it's a cop series. Is that the only
Yes.
clue? It's
Yeah,
just
Sharon Lawrence, seminal cop drama, starred as ADA Sylvia Costas.
I'm just gonna guess Hill Street Blues.
NYPD Blue,
NYPD Blue. Okay.
which was
The 90s.
yeah 90. Yeah, okay. I've never seen an episode, so
That would have been the second guess. I think that's the
Oh, yeah.
Dennis Franz. Yeah.
I'm not keeping up with my own
That's fine.
thing.
It's always the hardest part when you're running the thing is to keep score.
Oh, right. David, you get a bizarre IDIC question. Which actor Which original series actor once sang "The Legend of Bilbo Baggins"?
That is Leonard Nimoy
How did you know that?
Wow.
because
The
it's
silky.
terrible.
I had no idea what this even was.
It's,
I like that
I don't know if it's in the animated movie or not, but I
Oh,
know
really?
that it's on YouTube. You can look it up.
Oh wow, Wes, you get a player's choice.
I like the fact that they didn't specify like on a recording. Like any of them could have sang it in private or something, but it's just Nimoy's the only one. And for Cardinal, it does feel nice answering the questions. It's a different end to be on here. My choice. I'll go with UFP.
In the Deep Space Nine two-parter past tense, whom does Commander Sisko impersonate?
Oh, why can't I remember his name? He impersonates. Oh, God damn it. Whose rebellion is that? It's
If it makes you feel better, I'm blanking on the name as well.
You're blanking. It's like it's not Glass or something. It's Bell, right?
Are we accepting just last names? Are these
it's
Jeopardy
it's
rules?
up to you, David.
I'll say that's good.
Yes, Gabriel Bell.
Gabriel
yeah.
Bell. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your generosity.
It's all right.
There goes Cardinal.
You clearly need more points than me.
You get a UFP question, David.
All right.
In the Voyager episode State of Flux, which Maquis officer is revealed as a Cardassian spy?
That would be Seska.
You are correct.
Spoilers for the Voyager podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever we get
Oh,
there.
shit! Wes, you get a UFP question as well.
Mhm.
In the motion picture Star Trek Generations, what device is installed into Data?
The emotion chip.
That is correct.
It's confusing that the card says in the motion picture, blah blah blah. You're like,
Yeah.
you think, yeah,
I'm just reading them straight out.
It's in the
Fine.
motion picture, Star Trek, the motion picture.
yes, in the motion picture of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. This was also this Seska. Cardinals
motion
actually getting this,
picture.
right?
The motion picture. All right, David, you get a Stardate question.
All right.
What militant species first appears in the original series episode Balance of Terror?
One of Clay's favorites.
Terror. This is militant, and it's TOS. I'm gonna guess the Klingons.
Unfortunately not. That
Romulans.
is the Romulans.
Okay. I was thinking like
not firing while cloaked in that
Oh, well,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
I realized that I couldn't ask you what that episode was about because you'd be like, "Oh, it's the one where they meet the."
Fight the Romulans. All right. Wes, you get a Stardate question.
Mhm.
In the Voyager episode Caretaker, approximately how far does the Caretaker transport USS Voyager across the galaxy? You don't need to mention down to the hundredths.
Is it that specific?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke.
Isn't it like 70,000 or something?
That is correct. 70,000 light years. There are some numbers which are really difficult to remember and other ones that kind of stick out more, I think, because they mention it more frequently.
It should have been 74,000 or
That's it.
47,000.
If it's got
All
a
right.
little sing-songy quality to the number, it's easier to remember.
David, you get an IDIC question. In which series did Dwight Schultz appear in more episodes as Lieutenant Reginald Barclay? Star Trek The Next Generation or Star Trek Voyager?
That's
Voyager.
interesting.
That is also correct.
Is it
7
9
episodes.
total? Oh, is it 7 total?
That's 7 episodes in Voyager versus 5 in Next Generation.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he appears down the road. Wes,
Yeah,
you get
later
a
seasons.
Spoiler alert.
Ploiler player choice.
I'll go with a United Federation of Planets.
All right.
Not going with Riddick?
Not at this point. That's how you close the game.
Ooh, that was an easy one. What androgynous alien race is introduced in the Next Generation episode The Outcast?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. The one with the one that Riker falls in love with. I don't remember.
Yeah, but you don't know the name?
No.
It's the Janai.
Janai. Yeah, I never would have gotten
I
that.
would never have come up with that either.
I only know it because I just recently watched it. Otherwise, I would not have remembered.
Hmm.
David, you also get a UFP. In the motion picture, The Final Frontier, where does Sybok plan to take the Enterprise A?
I don't think I've ever seen The Final Frontier, to be honest. Of
Good.
all the,
I mean,
of
not
all
now,
the-
but so you don't know.
Hold on. Can you repeat the question again?
Sure. In The Final Frontier, where does Sybok plan to take the Enterprise A?
Gonna fly it into the sun.
He's going to Shakari, which
Would center of the galaxy been an acceptable answer?
I don't know. They mentioned specifically Shakari, which is at the center of the galaxy. I don't know. We might have needed a deliberation on that one, but we're okay. Wes, you get an IDIC question.
Sure.
Which actor who played a captain of a starship appeared as the titular character in a sequel to the Columbo series on TV?
Say that again. Which actor who portrayed one of the captains?
Which actor who portrayed a captain of a starship, one of the captains, appeared as the titular character on a sequel to the Columbo series on TV?
A sequel to Columbo. Is it Shatner?
No, apparently it's Kate Mulgrew.
What's the series? Do you know what the series is?
I don't know. It lists her as Mrs. Columbo. I don't know if
Oh.
it's called Mrs. Columbo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never would have gotten that. No one seemed like a good answer for that. I don't even think Mulgrew is a good answer for
I
that,
was-
but
I
apparently
wouldn't
it
have-
is.
I was honestly thinking it was gonna be like a captain that was in one episode of TNG.
Oh yeah, I think
It's like some
Christian-
random person. That,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were a captain.
All right. In the motion picture, The Voyage Home, from where do Uhura and Chekhov plan to borrow high-energy photons in order to recrystallize dilithium, allowing them to return to the future?
Did they go to like a nuclear power plant?
It's close.
You should have played this, Cardinal.
Yeah, I know you're getting all the answers. I think you're halfway there if you want to revise
You knew
your
Kate
answer.
Mulgrew? Jesus Christ.
I don't know, like a particle accelerator or something. I don't know.
They actually go to the aircraft carrier USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they go on this ship. And...
It is a nuclear reactor that they steal it from, though, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because it's a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Wes, you get a star date.
Okay.
In the movie The Search for Spock, see, now it's just a movie. Why is the Genesis planet unstable?
Is there already life on it?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. Basically, the device was unstable by design. Officially, the exact answer is Dr. David Marcus used unstable protomatter as a component of the Genesis device.
Okay.
My
Because
answer is
that-
going to be because it was.
Yeah.
Just because. That makes sense. That's a tough one.
I remember them explaining it.
David, you get an all play. That's what it's supposed to be. Player's choice.
I'll go with a star date. See if I can end our streak of missed questions.
I know, a lot of red on the screen.
To whom did Data reveal that he had been intimate with Tasha Yar?
Oh shoot. I'll just guess Dr. Crusher.
I actually disagree with the card.
Mhm.
It says her sister Ishara Yar. But I don't remember that. I remember him mentioning it at his trial.
I thought he brought it up multiple times, which is interesting.
The only two times where he really the only time that I remember him mentioning is when he specifically says we were intimate when Picard is asking him about his weird hologram
Yeah.
he keeps in his desk
Yeah.
and does weird things with.
He probably, I guess yeah, sure. Yeah,
I mean,
Cardinal
he
gets
talks.
Picard.
He tells Ashara that they were very close, but I don't think he tells her that they were intimate.
Yeah.
Wes, you're up next. It's very
Come on,
close.
Wes, you gotta end the streak here.
I'm going to.
Oh no.
Hiddick.
Stardate, no. In the Voyager episode Vis-a-Vis, who says that advanced subspace geometry was the only class he paid attention to at Starfleet Academy?
Paris.
Pulled it out of the hat. You were correct.
Seems like something he
Of
would say.
all
Yeah,
classes to
I-
pay attention to.
I didn't know.
Not
I
art.
did not know.
Not
Dave, you're going to follow up with another Stardate. In
Alright.
Deep Space Nine episode The Adversary, the Dominion want to start a war in the Alpha Quadrant because it will make what easier? This is the episode where they're on the Defiant and a changeling is loose on the ship.
It's a season finale, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's season 3.
Season 3.
so the question is specifically asking why do they want to start
Yes.
a war?
The Dominion want to start a war in the Alpha Quadrant because it will make what easier?
Just like conquering it or taking it over, because they'll fight against.
I
each
would
other.
accept that. It's
Yeah.
invasion, so
Okay, yeah.
that is correct.
Thanks for reminding me of what the episode is. I
think that's fair.
looking for the changeling.
Yeah.
Which series would you guys say that you most know what the episodes are just by the title?
TNG and DS9.
Yeah. It's TNG for me. DS9, I'm somewhat hazy on a few of the DS9 ones at this
For
point.
me, it's
I-
Voyager because I just rewatched it.
There you go.
That's the only reason I would know.
TOS
Wes,
is
you-
pretty identifiable, I guess, but I would, maybe there's
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
a
just
few.
also there's fewer.
There's fewer, yeah.
Mhm.
Wes, you get a UFP question. Whose engineering team designed the emergency medical hologram?
Janeway's?
Actually, no, we've seen him on DS9. It's Dr. Louis Zimmerman.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. There you go.
You
Louis Zimmerman.
also, yes.
He's like
Ricardo's
the
a good
most,
actor.
the most obnoxiously grumpy person ever.
Yes. David, you also get a UFP question. In the original series episode Operation Annihilate, what is Peter Kirk's relation to Captain Kirk? It's where the fried eggs attack people and fly
Yep.
through the air.
The colony is under attack, and the Enterprise gets called there.
Yeah, specifically Peter Kirk's relation to Captain Kirk.
I'm gonna say it's his uncle.
Unfortunately,
Brother?
it's the other Kirk. I don't remember his name. I think it's another J name. Peter is Kirk's nephew.
Oh, okay. It is his brother that gets killed there
His
as well.
brother,
right?
his brother, and his sister-in-law both die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch the original series because I have not seen that in probably 4 or 5 years.
It's tough.
Yeah.
His nephew, Cardinal, got it.
Wes, you get another UFP question. In the movie The Wrath of Khan, on what starship is Chekhov assigned as first officer?
The Reliant.
You are correct. David, your choice.
Go with Stardate, I think.
Stardate. In the movie The Search for Spock, why does Starfleet plan to decommission the Enterprise?
Because it's old and outdated. Right?
Specifically,
fuck.
the starship is 20 years old, but I
Yeah.
believe that's an appropriate answer.
Yeah.
Getting close. Another UFP question. I'm not rolling these right. Wes, what is the full name of Kirk's nemesis Mudd?
Damn it. Isn't it something like Harville, Betancourt, Mudd, something like that?
Oh, that's very close. Harcourt Fenton Mudd.
Harcourt Fenton. Okay. Yeah.
I've also noticed watching myself, I have a tendency to swing back and forth.
That's fine. I'm not finding it distracting. I
Okay,
wouldn't have known
like,
that either
now
way.
that I've noticed it, I'm like,
I'm thinking too hard to notice.
okay, good. You get, David, an IDIC question. Which actor from the original series wrote the Star Trek novels The Ashes of Eden and The Return and Avenger? Oh, wait, I don't want to put away my new.
I'm trying to think of a legitimate guess, but I'm just going to say Shatner for the money.
You're correct, William Shatner.
Shatner apparently wrote a lot of books, right?
That's what I heard.
Is it just those three? I think he wrote more than that or something. Or at least he paid someone to write them and then gave them half.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm pretty sure he's had ghostwriters for everything he's done.
All right. Wes, you get a Stardate question. How do Harry Mudd and Captain Kirk shut down the android Norman in the original series episode I, Mudd?
Do they just confuse him into destruction? What do they do with him? I can't remember.
I think I'll accept that. So it's where they act silly.
Okay. Yes.
They act illogical and they confuse it and the robot shut down. David, would you consider that?
Yeah, doesn't it like melt down essentially?
Yeah.
Like-
Yes. It's it should be painful, but I actually kind of laughed at that part of the
Yeah.
episode.
It's supposed to be kind of campy.
Yeah. David, you get a green question. In the motion picture Star Trek Generations, what starship rescues survivors of the Enterprise D?
Aren't there a couple?
There are several, but only one of them is named.
Oh, okay.
I'll just.
This is a tough one.
I know it because I like starship names.
I'll guess the Defiant.
It's the USS Farragut.
Oh, okay.
Farragut. I was going to
Yeah,
say
it's the-
Ajax and Crazy Horse for some reason.
Oh, Wes, those are Excelsior class ships, not a Nebula class ship. Yeah,
My
that's
mistake.
easy.
I didn't mean to embarrass myself on my own stream, but there I've gone and done it.
Yeah, they are mentioned several times in TNG. I think Nechayev mentions them a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now watch that be the next question.
Crazy Horse is the greatest ship name of all time. I love the Crazy Horse. It's a good name.
I really
Yes.
like the runabout river names. I think those are kind of
Yes.
The rivers
There's lots of
is
cool
clever.
There's
It's
lots of
nice
cool
when they theme them.
Mhm. Wes, you get an IDIC question. Who
Mhm.
played number 1 in the original Star Trek pilot, The Cage?
It was Mrs. Ronberry, Michelle Barrett.
You are correct. David, you get a Stardate question.
All right.
In a Voyager episode, why does the Q known as Quinn have a death wish?
Pretty sure he's just like bored, isn't he? He's just done and he doesn't want to live anymore, so he just tries to kill himself, and then they put him in a comet.
I believe that's acceptable. He finds immortality tedious, which I would
Yeah.
equate with boredom. So well done.
Mm-hmm.
We're still pretty
Rewatching
close.
Voyager came in clutch.
What's the score here? 12-10. Yeah.
12 to 10. Yep. Next thing I need to do, I need to freeze the upper rows so that they won't scroll away.
Right.
In the movie, this. Oh no,
I'll win this
No, you
before
gotta
that needs to happen.
you got an idiot question.
I'll just keep on the idiot question.
Which next generation? This is for Wes. Which next generation cast member directed The Offspring, beginning a directing career that ultimately includes several Star Trek films?
It's got to be Frakes.
You are correct. I feel like you pay attention to directors a lot more. I bet you might have been able to get that even without
He's
the
the
last
only
bit.
one.
Because I feel like once you include the last bit, the only answer is Frakes.
Yeah, it's only.
It's either LeVar Burton or Frakes.
Yeah, I actually would have guessed if you hadn't said the last part that it was LeVar Burton.
Oh, really?
Without saying, yeah, but because it doesn't stick out to me as a Frakes episode for whatever reason, but
Yeah.
it was his debut. They said is The Offspring.
No, it just said directed. Well, it
Oh,
says
okay.
beginning a directing career, so maybe it was his
Yeah, it
directing
must be
debut.
his debut.
That's a good episode. David, you get a UFP question. In the Deep Space Nine episode, You Are Cordially Invited, Lieutenant Commander Dax's recitation of the history of the House of Martok reveals who to be the descendant of a concubine. That is where
He
Worf and
mentions
Dax
this
get-
he mentions this person in a upcoming episode of the show. If you're following along with the podcast,
Oh, really?
I'll just say Gowron because that seems like something you wouldn't want known. He's not in the House of Martok, but
Is that what your answer is? Or
yeah, let's go with Gowron.
Unfortunately not. It's General Martok's wife, Sorella.
mm-hmm. She let Martok's pet Targ loose in the upcoming episode, and he tells us
That is a great scene.
It's very good.
I like.
We just recorded that one today, I think. Yeah,
Oh, so this is top secret.
it is. It's top secret. This is the
Right.
spoilers coming out
Yeah,
here.
Wes, you get a player's choice.
Stardate.
In the Star Trek Enterprise episode The Expanse, how much of Earth's western hemisphere is destroyed by the Xindi probe? It's not asking for percentage. It's just asking like what was destroyed.
Like if I were to say a fraction, that's the wrong answer.
No,
You're saying
it's not like a fraction. It's like the
what area was destroyed?
the area or areas that were hit.
Wasn't it like the east coast of the U.S. down to South America?
Is it your final answer?
I think so.
So the exact answer is a path from Florida to Venezuela. Technically, that's
I'll
coast to
take
South
that's acceptable.
That's acceptable. Oop. See, look, fancy formatting says that your game point is up next, Wes.
Excel or Google Sheets coming in.
I like
hot
Google
here.
Sheets a lot. David, player's choice.
Trying to think which ones I should have been keeping track of which ones I get and which ones I don't get. I'll go with Stardate.
What warrior race made its first appearance in the original series episode Errand of Mercy?
The Klingons.
Just keep saying Klingons whenever that's the
Well,
question.
How
What
many
species
warriors?
in Voyager? The Klingons. You are correct. Wes, for the game,
Mm-hmm.
you get a star date.
Aw.
I feel
In
good.
the movie The Search for Spock, how many officers does it take to initiate the USS Enterprise's destruct sequence? and imaginary bonus points if you can name who it was.
TNG is 2. Is TOS 3?
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
You are correct. Do you know which
Okay.
3?
I'm going to guess, and I might be way off. Is it Spock, Shatner, Spock, Kirk, and Savick or something?
No, it's Kirk, Scotty, and Chekhov.
There you go. Okay. Because was Spock not around at that point?
Yeah, he's still on the
Dead.
Still, yeah. Okay.
planet.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, they don't know he's. Yeah, I think they don't know that he's alive yet.
Woohoo! What does your Google sheet pop up with confetti and explosions when I win the thing, or is it just
Well, once I tab back into that tab, it just shows that he won.
Air horn.
Here, let me. And let's see.
You should get some fancy Excel code. This will like flash.
little neon lights?
Wes
There we go.
wins. Wes wins.
Oh, where is it?
Where's your
I think-
code gods
think it's-
now?
I think it's trying to say that it's an air that you won. Wes.
I know this is a.
There
huge
we go.
mistake. There we go.
Wes.
Nice.
There you go.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much, guys, for doing that. That was good. Yeah, it's a I like the questions out of that one. It's a good mix of easy and absurd. So
Yes. Yeah, like some of them, they are. Yeah, so the IDIC ones range from to me impossible
yeah,
to really obvious ones like who played number 1. You know,
Yeah.
one of the most common bits of Trek trivia
yeah.
in the entire fandom. It was Major Barrett. So
Yeah, I like the way that the first game we did worked, where it was the easy and then the hard version. I just wish there were more series to that game than just TNG on it. But that's an interesting way to go. I think this one you could modify to either do the bonus be an IDIC or have IDICs worth 2 points, and I think that would be kind of fun, just as a way to like catch up or something like that. But that would be the only change.
I think it's interesting though that they are sometimes like super easy. Like the one was about the Rock.
Yeah.
And then like that was super easy. But sometimes it's like who sold a kidney stone.
You might have
So you're really risking it because you don't know if it's going to be easy or not. But
you might have the host sort of call an audible if he thinks the one is too easy on the IDICs or something, and just only go with the ones that are like more difficult to get to make it fair or something like that.
Yeah, which I may have done, but who knows?
Who knows? Can't see. The camera can't see anything. Well, thank you guys for doing
I
this.
was noticing. I was checking to make sure that I wasn't holding up the cards too much, but I didn't want to do like who.
I can't even read that on my monitor. So
Put the hand back.
so
The
puppet.
fearsome creature
puppet.
that Captain Kirk encounters. How do you guess?
It's the tough ones, but I know them all.
Yeah,
Not much
very
good. Well, thank you, Cardinal, for coming on and watching as well. You got a lot of them right. You probably did better than me or David at this point. So you're
Yeah.
the official winner of this one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I like that there's plenty of red because if it's all green,
Yeah.
then it's like one wrong answer, and like you're
Costs,
never gonna
yeah.
catch up again.
Well,
That's
if you want plenty of red, you know the guy to look
Yeah.
at here, so.
No, I think that was solid. I mean, honestly, I think that part of the point in why I volunteered partly to say that, hey, I don't mind not playing, is because I don't. You don't want to scare away, not to call you like filthy casuals, but people who are not into all the memorization and trivia. I
Right.
have always been good at remembering like details like this from movies.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. I am partly why I have difficulty sometimes reviewing stuff is because I'm really focused on the details of this happened,
Yeah.
and instead of trying to look at the story and the characters and writing.
No, as long as it's was in the Star Trek Encyclopedia, I'm okay with it because I used to read that
Yeah.
book like religiously when I was little.
Nice.
So once it sort of branched out after that is when I get a little bit hazy.
Yeah.
But I remember things before that. But we are casuals and
No, just not.
Normies.
You have a more healthy relationship with information about the fandom. Let's put it that way.
Clay would be interesting to do this just because I think that he'd be be like very unsure about a lot of it. It'd be
Yes.
interesting to see how he would fit
I
in.
do feel like
Let's pretend
Clay
that I watched that episode.
I do feel like Clay would be a total boss at the edit question. So No,
Yes.
like, oh yeah, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Did
get
you
him
know
on
that he
at some
also
point.
stored in? Yeah, or we could do teams.
Teams would be interesting too.
Yeah.
It'd be. I don't know how you. I guess you'd have to just alternate turns or something like that. You'd have to come up with rules for it. But yeah, we should come up with other games that we can do at this point too.
Mhm.
But this was good. I enjoyed this. Thank you for making the spreadsheet, and thank you for hosting, Christian.
You're welcome. Thank you.
David,
It was
thank you
fun.
for coming on. Thank you for playing. Good 11 points on you.
For being cannon fodder for you.
As I ran riot through everything. But no, we'll do this again. People seem to like this, so I'll try to do this once a month, and we'll be back in a little bit of time. But thanks everybody for watching, and thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for supporting the show, obviously. And I guess that's it. We'll call it a day there. See you later.
Thanks, Cardinal.
All right, that should be it.